African space programs. We are going to look at top 5 African countries with advanced space programs. Who said space technology is a preserve of the well-to-do economies like America, Europe, and Asia? If this is your line of thought, then you are in for a big shock. African space programs have been in existence for more than 50 years. The first attempt by an African to land on the moon was made in 1964 by a Zambian high school teacher, Edward Mukuka Nkoloso, who attempted to outdo America and Soviet Union in the race to land on the moon. Although he did not succeed, his ambitious idea gave rise to the numerous space programs that we have in Africa today. Here are the top 5 African countries that are currently running advanced space programs. Number 5, Egypt. In an attempt to take its space ambitions a touch higher, Egypt recently partnered with neighboring Sudan to launch several space programs as it endeavors to build an overall African space agency. Egypt has 4 satellites, the first of which was launched in 1998. These satellites are used for ground analysis, mainly for agricultural purposes in the Nile region. They observe the country's mainland and coastal line by taking high-resolution pictures of the land for environmental, scientific, and security purposes. Despite its meager resources in the technology sector, Africa appears to have a budding appetite for advanced space technology. That's the good start. If Egyptians work hard, they can do better than even some of the European countries. Number 4, Algeria. Established in 2002, the Algerian Space Agency ASAL helps the government to come up with space strategies, including the use of the country's 4 satellites in the facilitation of scientific research and telecommunication. The North African country hopes to use its space technology to improve its social and economic development. Recently, ASAL signed treaties with various space agencies from international partners such as France, Ukraine, Argentina, Russia, China, and the United Kingdom. Algeria is also doing well to build a nice and advanced space program. What is your take on this? Please leave a comment below. Number 3, Ghana. Despite its dawdling progress, the program is a representation of the country's big ambitions. It is operated by the Ghana Space Science and Technology Center, GSSTC, whose main task is to coordinate research across the West African country in key areas such as satellite communications and remote sensing. Ghana plans to launch its first satellite in 2018. It's a very good start by Ghanaians and the Ghanaian government on the space program. When they work harder, they can take the world by surprise. What's your take on this? Please leave a comment below. Number 2, Nigeria. On top of being the largest economy in Africa, Nigeria has a highly advanced space program operated by its own space agency, the National Space Research and Development Agency, NSRD, which was established in 2001. The West African nation has so far launched 5 self-made satellites that are used for various tasks, including performing environmental, and scientific studies in the larger Niger Delta and locating terrorists from the region's terror group Boko Haram. Nigeria's first telecommunications satellite, known as NECOMSAT 13, was launched in May 2007 and was designed to offer phone, television, and internet coverage across West Africa. But it was later shut down due to lack of substantial solar power. Its replacement, NECOMSAT 1R, was launched in December 2011 and utilizes a DFH4 band to bring telecommunication services to the larger West African markets. As a country with that great economic power, Nigerians can do better. They need to set up and then work hard to do great things in space. What's your take on this? Please leave a comment below. Number 1. South Africa. Since 2010, South Africa has had its own space agency called the South African National Space Agency, SANSA, whose mandate is to utilize data acquired from local and international satellites to avert natural disasters like drought and perform scientific exploration. In fact, South Africa has the largest and most active space technology on the continent of Africa. The program is funded by both government and private entities and uses several satellites to remotely sense potential disasters such as drought and floods, as well as carrying out environmental studies. South Africa is the first African country to have real astronauts. That's a good start. They can do a lot more when they continue in this right path. Despite its mega resources in the technology sector, Africa appears to have a budding appetite for advanced space technology, with experts now advising that a concerted effort among African countries could help the continent realize its ultimate goal of an African space program. So all Africans must therefore come together to build one space program that will be very, very active. What's your take on this one? Please leave a comment below and let's start the discussion. Thank you. Please subscribe, hit the bell and click all. Then like our videos and share.